So we are in the shop today. Today we've got two beautiful quads behind me that we are gonna start tearing apart. They both need a lot of work. This one, as of right now, will run and go down the road. This one will not. So we have all the parts that we need to correctly bring them back to life. Been doing quite a bit of Amazon, quite a bit of eBay, quite a bit of internet in general to get the parts. It's been a little tricky because there were certain parts that had to be made by Suzuki, be made by Killasaki. So we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna take you along for the ride. So on a side note, I've decided to start filming in 1080p at 30 feet per second, which is a little bit different. I've been going for the 4K. The 4K file sizes are just way too huge to deal with. Peter doesn't like to edit them. We have all kinds of issues. So we're gonna go ahead and step away from that and just go back to doing it in regular HD. Hope you guys don't mind. When there's a demand for it to be back in 4K, I will go for it again. Anyway, we're gonna get in to the part box. We're gonna see what we all got ordered here for the Suzuki. We're gonna go through all the parts and we're gonna pack them all back up. We got a little bit of shop cleaning we got to do to gain room to start pulling parts off and getting things organized. But anyway, this is gonna be a fun one. So going through the part box here, we got some new grips. We've had these grips for a little bit. I kind of still like the old Amazon skull grips. I don't know why. I just got used to the way they feel. They're solid. They're easy to grab. So these are actually might go on, or they might go on. I don't know. We'll figure that one out as we come to it. So we'll go ahead and set those down. We've got a new shifter cover, Pro Taper shifter cover. Who knows if this is an off-brand made in China or whatever, but anyway, this has got to go on because look at the shape of that, and it needs that for all the places this thing gets ridden. So we got a new ignition. I don't know if you've seen it in previous videos, but ever since I bought this thing 7 years ago, the ignition has been shot. So it got screwdrivered and it's been keyed, or half keyed, if you will. So it's time to actually put a real ignition on this machine. It's going to be a lot better for when we go ride places and not just anybody can start it. Our split loom tubing, we got plenty of it just for fun, all different colors, you know, to kind of cover all the wires and all the nastiness, make it look halfway decent that way. Let's see, we got a new oil filter. We're gonna do a nice clean out of the case and everything. It's gonna have all fresh fluids in it. We got some new guards, which are, you know, your Chinese guards. But what I do like about these ones is it's metal. They came with aluminum, or what looks to be brushed aluminum billet, instead of these plastic guys that kind of cover the, I mean, these they held up, but you know, I don't know for how much longer they were gonna hold up. So instead we got some nice metal ones to go on there once we get it all finished. This is all button up stuff. It's gonna look pretty good on there. I got those and more split loom, the throttle cable and stuff like that, make it look nice. A little chunky yellow, don't know if I'll use that, but we'll find out. This is going to be a cool addition. We got ourselves a nice skull taillight cover for it, which is going to look sweet once I find the right taillight to go on the back of it. Now, for a long time on the Suzuki, we've had the old skull that I rigged up some lights to go in and light up as we're going down the trail. But I just thought maybe it was time for an upgrade. So I think that's going to be pretty sweet, especially when it's over a light and it's shining up. To match it, we got a front, what's known as a radiator cover. So for this, it's just going to be some add-on style, some style points for the front here. Don't exactly know how the front's going to all work out yet. We want to build a case and a couple other things, all that jazz. So on that note, we got a new timing chain, which was completely necessary because this thing ticks really bad. I'm looking to see if it is the timing chain. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna take a look at the cam and everything, and if that's necessary to be ordered, then we'll order that. New starter rebuild kit. So what this is, when you have a quad with one of these electric starters, you don't always need to buy a new starter. You can buy the rebuild kit and rebuild the starter, make it almost as new until your coil wears out. Once your coil wears out, then you got to buy one. This one's still got quite a bit of life in it, so we're just going to do that. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, all right. Down in here we got a new timing chain tensioner. New, I mean, it's off of a used one, but it's in way better shape than the one that's on there. We got new timing chain, well, used timing chain guides. I have a sneaking suspicion that the guides are broken there because I tried to tighten it and it just wouldn't tighten. So on here, this is the Parker, what parked the quad. What broke on me while I was riding in the previous videos. Let me pause real quick. I'll get her out for you. So there it is. That is a new, well, I'm going to say new, but all this stuff at this point is used for these motors. They just don't make any parts for them anymore. So this is going to be a used drive shaft to go in there. It's in great shape, way better than the old one. If you look at the old one here, look at the old one. It's busted. We still got to make sure that it all lines up, matches up and everything. Splines are right. It came off of the same model, the LT230 quad rudder GE, which is the shaft driven. It's not the chain driven, not the cool one with the clutch. This is the old school automatic. So we got that. Let me get this out of here real quick. Now comes the fun part. Well, right here we got a gasket kit because we're gonna have to pull that whole motor apart. So we got a whole brand new gasket kit here. I'll show you just so you know what a gasket kit looks like. There we go. Brand new gasket kit for it. Looking good. Now, if we're gonna do all the fun stuff, we might as well do some fun stuff. So we are going to put a brand new exhaust on this system, and it's going to be a screamer when we get her done. I mean, this thing's only actually really ridden when we're getting crazy anyway, so I figured we might as well make it sound kind of nice going down the trail. So I'm in the process of sourcing somebody to manufacture a brand new pipe because I got a new pipe guard too, because I don't want to disassemble the exhaust and re-weld it myself, just because I want to have the old exhaust in case we need it at some point. On the exhaust note, we're going to have somebody hopefully manufacture a brand new exhaust pipe and header pipe here. We're going to have it cut here, and then we're going to put our fancy brand new muffler or silencer on there. I don't want to cut this one up to do it because if we run into issues with the cylinder, if this pipe makes it run too hot, burns out rings or something like that, I want to be able to just go right back to this without spending $180 to find one. I just want to be able to bolt it back on, be like, all right, we're good. Now jumping over to the old Kawasaki. This thing was a runner when it got parked. It just didn't get ridden as much as it wanted to. Something happened with the electric start on it. I was able to fix the pull start, which works great, but without it being electric start, you know, this was kind of a backup quad. It just didn't get ridden as much as we wanted to. What ended up happening with the e-start is I went through and tested everything. The solenoid, which is buried back here, this guy right here, went bad, which is not allowing it to start off of the ignition switch, which, you know, when you're out on a trail and you're tired from mudding and stuff like that, kind of gets gets old pull starting things. So they got parked on that reason. So I got a brand new solenoid for it. We got ourselves another gasket kit because this thing leaks some oil, boy. I'll tell you what, it took me a while to figure out where it was coming from, but I was able to figure out that the oil leakage is coming from the case right here. So this case break right here is what we're gonna have to get down in there, which means we'll probably have to take the drive shaft off, all that jazz to get in there to change that gasket out, which is gonna be a bear to do, but hey, you know, once it's done, it'll be good. We got to get the air box all set back up. Otherwise, everything else on this mechanically was sound. Just needs some new fluids and all that jazz. And we're gonna look at getting some new tires when we can get a possibility of time and a little extra money to do it. We're gonna go ahead and get some new tires on this guy. Same with these. I'm gonna take these off and I'm gonna pressure wash them really good to see if I can bring them back to life. But these things, whew, I can't find yellow tires anywhere. So it's almost I don't want to get rid of them because of that reason. But the front tires have got to go. They are so bad that I can't believe they lasted as long as they did. What you can see right here, you see the weather cracking right here. There's a spot on here where it looks like it could have just flayed open on the trail on us at any time, and who knows what that would have caused depending on how fast we were going. So over here, all we're gonna do really is we're gonna black this quad back out. This is gonna be for the burr. The burr is gonna be doing the riding mainly on this quad, and she asked that it was just blacked out so she could decorate to her heart's desire, and I'm completely okay with that. We're gonna rework the actual front. I have all the plastic for the front. We're gonna rework that, which in turn we're going to build some racks for it because I have all the original rack stuff, but some of it got broke and is going to need to be welded. So we're going to go through all that. And for the headlights, I still haven't decided if I'm going to use the original KLF Bayou 120 or 220 headlights, but I did pick up some LED lights just for it. So that way when we get the body out and we start working through that, we can possibly mount those up in place of the originals. Other than that, tail lights work great on this, so we're just going to keep those the way it is. Going to have the rack, we'll find a cover for the back of it. Do some cleaning up, change fluids, and then this thing should be ready to go. So the real job is going to be here because we're taking everything apart. It's time for it all to be cleaned, stripped down, and repainted, and all that jazz. I'm also thinking about doing some powder coating, some chroming, some stuff like that. I don't know. But anyway, the whole thing's got to be gone through. We're going to finally get some brakes on the old Suzuki, which might feel really weird. But anyway, this thing's getting a complete makeover. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, in closing on this video, I just wanted to go through all the parts and all the plans for these quads. Get you guys a little up to speed with what we're planning to do with them. We're gonna make them trail beast and put them through some mud. Probably another 7 years of tearing them back up. Have to do it all over again. We'll see what happens. I do feel that the further they go, the more custom they're gonna get, and I don't know, should be a good time. So if you're into the ATV thing and you're enjoying this, please get over there, subscribe to the channel. We're uploading videos as often as we can possibly do it. Add a comment down there, let us know if you're liking the content, if what direction we should go in the content, you want to see more of the content, all that jazz. Anyway, thumbs up always helps too. Hey, thank you. We love you guys. Rock on. We'll see you in the next one when we start tearing things apart. Hillbilly out.